Hey folks, hope you're all doing all right today. Have a little bit of a fun one here. I have been scouring around on Instagram. I probably shouldn't say it that way, but um, plenty of fun accounts there. I'm not very familiar with Instagram, so this has been kind of a fun little experience. I did find one thing in particular from a channel I was familiar with, Supwell, particularly from YouTube with the running influencer Joanna. Fantastic influencer. The Supwell is a great Supwell's a great follow on Instagram. They do a lot of good like comparisons, just kind of like fun, kind of like I saw one that was like, hey, which shoe is most like this hip hop album, right? It really kind of cool little graphics and whatnot. They also do some really educational things like on there, like comparisons between like popular Chinese running brands and like what would be their best, more well-known mainstream shoe comp. So today I wanted to do the Supwell shoe draft. So really, it seemed like a fun little activity. The shoe draft being like you can only pick one of each category. So I have it up here on the top screen for me. I'll make sure you can all see it down here. So starting off with the daily trainers. Again, I can only pick one. First one up is the Nike Vomero 18, then the Nova Blast 5 from Asics, Salomon Aeroglide 3, Tier Maverick V1, the Nike Vomero Plus, and then the Puma Velocity Nitro 4. All right, so right off the bat, kind of a challenging selection here because there's some really good shoes on here. I'm really excited to try out the Maverick, but I don't know how I feel about it just yet, just because I haven't gone for a run in it. Hopefully, the weather permitting here this upcoming week, I'm hoping to take it out for some daily miles. We'll see. Look forward to an initial impression video on those. Honestly, looking at this, I'm gonna go with the Vomero Plus. It's deceptively lightweight. You look at it, you'd think like you'd think that this is a heavy shoe. Like from the mouth stack of that foam. Like my brother, he loves Nikes. I showed him the Vomero Plus, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Max Cushion shoes." And I'm like, "You gotta try these out, man, because they're really fast." Um, Underfoot, but they still have good cushioning. Like they're light, they're really fast. It feels like a cheat code, honestly, it does. I see why people get 2-3 pairs of them. I'm waiting for another fun colorway to come out. Maybe I'll snag another pair for myself here. I'm yapping too much about the Daily Trainer though. So getting into Max Cushion, we have the Mag Max 2 from Puma, then the Mizuno Neo Vista 2, Nike Vomero Premium, Hoka Skyward X, the Glycerin Max 2 from Brooks, and then the Asics Nimbus 28. So, in concept, I want to love the Skyward X, but unfortunately, it was just too narrow for me. It does sound like the new Skyward X is coming out. They're going to add wide options, which I'm looking forward to. The Vomero Premium, it's one of the hardest shoes to get right now. After falling in love with the Vomero Plus, I really want to get a pair of Vomero Premiums under my feet. But having worn quite a few on this list, I don't own any of these yet per se, but I'm going to say the Glycerin Max 2 from Brooks, just because I really enjoyed trying those out at the local store here. These are all great shoes. I wish that the Neo Vista could work better for me. I have a pair of the ones over here for me, and I just had those knit uppers, and I think there's a few later on that have this issue, for me at least, where the tongue is part of the upper, and unfortunately, I can't really accommodate my high instep, my big midfoot, as easily with that, so it can be a little more challenging for me to get along well with a shoe like that. Not to say it's any demerit to the shoe, right? Getting into super trainers on this list, we have the Mega Blast, the Rad UFO. Mega Blast is from 86. Rad UFO, it's right there in the name. It's from Rad. The Hyperion Max 3 from Brooks, and then the Adidas Prime X3 Strung, Adidas Evo SL, and then the A6 Super Blast 2. Well, that was a compelling section until we got to my goat, the Super Blast 2. Yeah, Super Blast 2 for me. Super Blast 3 right around the corner. I'm interested to see how I feel about the Super Blast 3 because I will have saved my thoughts for when I run in it. Because I'm looking at it on the surface and I'm like, oh, that's going to be interesting. We'll see how I feel about it. All these on here, though, are this whole section, ones that I either have ran in or ones I'd be excited to try. Really want to try the Mega Blast, want to try the UFO, Hyperion Max 3, and the Prime X3 Strung. That's the chonky boy right there, the Prime X3 Strung. I always wanted to pair the 2s, and then the 3s came out, and I was like, I think I'd like the 3s more than the 2s, but we'll see. I mean, it's hard to justify that super trainer price tag on that Prime X Strung. You're definitely getting your money's worth with a whole lot of shoe. Getting into Racer. I'm going to be not that fun in this section. This is a section where, unfortunately, I don't think I can get along well with any of these shoes, but we'll go over it here in a minute. First off, from Puma, we have the Fast R3. We have the ASICS Sky, Metaspeed Sky Tokyo. We have the Mizuno Hyperwarp Pure, the Nike Alpha Fly 3, the New Balance SC Elite V5, and the Adidas Adios Pro 4. So, unfortunately, I can't really find a racing shoe that I can get along with, particularly because of the fit for me. I just feel like, kind of what we were talking about earlier, some of these like uppers that are part of the tongue that's part of the upper, sorry. I just can't adjust those very well. And even then, like a lot of these carbon plates, I struggle with carbon plates. I'll be honest, I do. Just for whatever reason with my Achilles, I know there's no science behind it. It's just when I start going faster in those, I have a hard time with my Achilles. I guess with that said, though, if I had to pick one, I'd be cognizant of the drop. I like higher drop in my shoes. I know a lot of racers don't have that. I want to say the SC Elite V5 seems like a safe bet for me just because I know that comes in wide sizes, even if it fits a bit narrow in standard. That's what I'll probably do. I'll go with the New Balance SC Elite V5. I don't feel great about the pick. I'm sure these are all very good shoes. Unfortunately, I just don't think I'll ever be able to get the most out of, your Puma Fast R3s or, like the Alpha Fly 3. I know that's the coveted shoe. Finally, the wildcard section. This is just kind of a little bit of everything on here. We have the Adidas Boston 13. We have the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. The Puma Deviate Nitro 4. The Nike Streak Fly 2. The Adidas Pro Evo 2. Expensive shoe. And the Nike Pegasus Premium. That sounded like too like YouTuber clickbaity, like fakey, right? Like I'm like, no. Goodness gracious. I guess it's like where do you want the shoe to fit into your lineup, right? So, I like the styling of the Pegasus Premium. I really would like to see how those would feel underfoot, and even if they're not a great runner, for me, the colorway they have up on here is that white with the like that orange, like the air pocket. Looks great. Looks classic. For me, I'm between that and the Deviate Nitro 4. I love Puma's grip on their shoes. I do know that the Deviates in the past have felt a little narrow for me. I'm gonna go with the Peg Premium. I think it's swaggy enough, especially at a wild card, right? So for my lineup, I have the Nike Vomero Plus, the Brooks Glycerin Max 2, the Asics Super Blast 2, the New Balance SC Elite V5, and then the Nike Pegasus Premium. Pretty solid lineup. I could see a lot more of my miles leaning into those first three, of course. Um, I'd probably run a marathon in the Super Blast too. Like if I had a fresh pair that I just did a couple long runs in, I probably would take it out onto a race. I'm not gonna lie. But no, this was pretty fun. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I've been trying to find some different things to do for different vlogs. I enjoy doing this, so if you want to see more like that, let me know in the comments. Remember to drop me a subscribe and keep an eye out onto the shorts feature because I've been putting first impressions of shoes on there. Should have a new review out this Friday. It is the Adidas Evo SL. So that's my long wear of it and a buying guide. So with that said, I hope you are all staying healthy and safe, and I'll see you all in the next video.